fear, greed, panic, complacency, anxiety, tranquility, human emotions. Charts are a reflection of human psychology. It's all in the charts if you know how to read them. And one of the best things you can master is this. Find a couple of simple patterns and focus on those. And I'm going to show you some examples. Here's one right here. STLD. I'll spread that out. Look at this base. Look at that. It's just clean and simple. There's nothing fancy. Just a flat line. If it takes out this top right here, that could be a buy. And it does it. And it does it on volume. I'll tighten that up. Look at that. Look at that surge. The previous bar, they did 1.6 million shares. 4.7 million shares? Look at that. And what's it do? It follows through. There you go. That's a good move, folks. That's a great move. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Focus on those. We're going to go through and look at a couple of them. So that's one, STLD. There's another very important point. Price is good above the line and it's bad below. 7-8% losses? No way. You don't need to. If you focus on really clean and simple base patterns that everybody can see, they should explode on volume pickup through that pivot. And if they don't, that means A, other people see it and they're not acting, or B, other people don't see it, right? And we want people to see it, and that is measured in volume. LPI, nice, long base. And even with this declining bar here, it still had pretty good accumulation distribution rating. Laredo, this was in a top group. See that nice long base? Just a flat line, folks. And remember this, price is good above the line and bad below. Just can it go through that top? Oh, gee whiz, look at that. I guess other people saw it. Folks, on this bar, the stock did 503 million shares. On this bar, 1.3 million shares, 2.5 times the amount of volume on this bar. That's a good start right there, folks. That's what you're after. Isn't that nice? I like that. So let's look at another one. Nucor. It's just going sideways. This stock had a nice long base, as I put on the chart. It's in the top. When this broke out, it was in the top 10 or 20 groups. Just going sideways. Good accumulation here. Reversal bar. This is a down bar here, but there's a lot of green right here. So advance it. Starts to push up. Look at this. Starts to push up and basically closes unchanged. Still very tolerable. Why? Because it's pennies, literally pennies from the pivot. So give it a bit of room. And by the way, it did trigger on volume pushing through those tops. And then you get this. Look at the volume on that bar. That's good money, folks. Look at this. Isn't that nice? And here it is, as of today. 82 to 105, leading stocks and leading groups. There you go. Let's do another one. This is kind of fun, and it's like a treasure hunt. Star Bulk Containers. Just a nice flat base. This is a leading stock in a leading group. Just going sideways right here. We want to see it push through these lines, or this line right here, and do it on volume. That would be nice to see. Oh, gee whiz, it did. Golly, I guess other people saw it. On this bar, folks, the stock did volume of 646 million. On this bar, 1.7 million. It did 1.1 million more shares than the previous bar. Quiet inside bar here on much less volume. Everything's fine. And then it starts to pick up. Is this cool? Up on heavy volume, down on low volume, up on heavy volume. You think people didn't know that? Think people didn't notice that? Oh, yeah, they did. And there we go. Isn't that nice? Look at this. This is good, folks. This is good. That's a good mug. 16 to 22, do the math. 6 on 16, how much is that? That's how much you made in 4 weeks. We're still letting it work. Okay? That's another example. Here we go. TECK, Tech Resources. Leading group. I know it has either great earnings or great sales, or it's in the top 10 groups. Just going sideways right here. And so, see this tops? I mean, it's nothing fancy. Hits a high here, comes close to it here. Hits the high here, hits the high here, hits the high here, hits the high here. I won't say anything anymore because you'll get irritated and you'll look at me like my kids used to and like, Dad, stop it. But it's just going sideways. And boom, look at the volume on that baby. On this bar, the stock does 4.3 million shares. Folks, this stock did 9 million more shares on this bar breaking out than this bar. 9 million. They voted. So what do? You buy. You sell some in its strength, starts to lose it, take the rest of the money. If you can make 4 or 5 points on a $22 investment in a week, every week, pretty soon you'd own the world. And then some of them go a lot further, a lot further. Home Depot, just going sideways, falls on volume, starts to pick up on decent volume. Nice chart here on the daily, good chart on the weekly. It's a Dow stock. And it was in a leading group when it had formed this pattern. What do we want to see? Just push through this white line. That's all. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 week base. That's all. Nothing fancy. Relative strength was leading it into new high ground at the time. Oh, gee whiz. Gosh, surprise, surprise. I have no idea. I guess other people saw this. Yeah, they did. On this bar, volume, 4.8 million shares. 13.7 million shares. Almost, look at that, almost 9 million more shares. You think they voted? Yeah, they voted. They voted. Wiggles around here a bit, but you're in great shape, which leads to a point. You don't buy up here, you buy close to the pivot. And then it marches. Look at this. This is the ADMA. That's good money, folks. That's sweet potato pie. First sale right there. First sale right there. All right. Goes up. We're in great shape. Second sale. Drops down on volume. There you go. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Just manage it. Let the stock do the work for you instead of your eyes and your keyboard. There's just a couple of examples for you on how to do this. Focus on this. Focus on leading stocks and leading groups. Near 52-week highs with an accumulation distribution of A or B. A high composite rating. A clean and simple base that a fifth grader could draw with a crayon. Well, fifth graders don't use crayons, I hope not. But that they could just draw, a person could draw it on a piece of paper and say, gosh, I guess it looks good, Mom or Dad, if it pushes through the top of that line. I always sit there and think at Mission Winners, what did I need to hear when I first got in this business? One person, I still remember my guy I worked with, said, you should read this book, How to Make Money in Stocks by Bill O'Neill. I bought that book, I think, the next day. I read that book. I studied that book. That man changed my life. And I said, I got to make it a point. I got to meet him. And I did. Sat down and had lunch with him years ago. Twice. Great guy. Changed my life. Thankful to have met him. The moral of the story is this. Focus. Think about your goals. Think about your dreams. And then say, what can I do to reach them? Buy right. Ride trends. And always limit losses.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.